Disturbing footage of cars badly damaged in collisions with moose has increased the need for action. Community leaders are pushing for wildlife-safe highways and patrols or bridges designed for the animals. Officials are under pressure to act quickly. Rural roads become chaotic as startled horses are spooked by reckless drivers, reminiscent of recent feral hog accidents in similar areas like York County. Chaos erupts when livestock are left unchecked due to overgrazing. These fascinating videos expose a dangerous trend of livestock roaming the streets in the morning and early evening. Overgrazing must stop. Keep animals fenced in for the safety of people. In May 2025, chaos ensued on US 17 near Charleston, South Carolina, when feral pigs caused a series of accidents. A motorcyclist was slightly hit but escaped injury thanks to a sturdy helmet. A cyclist's bike was destroyed and a car sustained $30,000, 0 cents, in damage in the crash. This road is a death trap, so slow down and stay alert. Have you had any experiences with wildlife on the road? Without urgent action, the chaos will escalate. The government has installed AI wildlife detection cameras, infrared sensors, and speed limit signs to warn drivers, but is that enough? On the contrary, if you are an irresponsible road user, the situation will be worse. You may not realise that train collisions are many times more serious than road accidents involving wildlife. Videos of train derailments and broken tracks have highlighted the dangers. There are calls from the public for urgent action, including reinforced rail fences, real-time animal tracking systems, and advanced sensors to help train operators respond proactively. A flock of sheep left to roam unchecked ran amok on the tracks, causing a catastrophic collision. In 2024 alone, there were more than 20 such incidents that caused trains to derail and claim lives. Ranchers must ensure the safety of their livestock before nightfall, and railways must have motion sensor warnings. Don't let negligence cause tragedy. What can you learn? At millions of feet, pilots face one of the most daunting threats in flight: flocks of birds that suddenly appear in their path. A head-on collision with the cockpit window can cause the pilot to lose control and send the plane careening off course. That's why professional bird hunters are deployed near airports to prevent catastrophic accidents before they happen. There have been more than 1,000 collisions between trains and animals in the United States, hundreds of which involve wild donkeys. When a donkey is spotted on the tracks, the safe stopping distance is more than a mile. Warning systems and barriers are key to reducing these incidents. Hundreds of ducks spilled out onto the road, forcing traffic to stop. It may seem chaotic, but a small mistake could crush the entire flock under the wheels. In China, poultry grazing on the road is restricted for traffic safety and environmental sanitation.
What?
An unwelcome visitor was a panicked deer that charged through a store window in the United States. You would do anything to chase the deer away, right? Do not approach or corner it, as a frightened deer can be dangerous. Call animal control immediately and keep a safe distance. If you are travelling through Nara, Japan, be aware that deer are a common sight at night in this area. The dark, unlit roads make it difficult for deer to see vehicles. If your headlights are not bright enough, have them checked and repaired immediately, as a split-second delay could result in an unwanted collision. On Japanese trains, birds often roost at stations due to the warmth and easy access to food. When a high-speed subway train collides with them, the same thing happens as shown in the video. It is recommended to install high-frequency sound systems to scare away birds, or design special roofs to minimize their roosting places. A shadow rushed out of the bushes. The man hit the deer head on. Without his protective gear, what do you think would have happened to him? Looking at this picture, he was going 100 mph. In this situation, call the medical center immediately to help him. Since the 1950S, people have known how to use electric shock to catch fish, causing serious damage to the aquatic ecosystem. You do not know that this has a great impact on destroying fish eggs. In the US, it has been completely banned and severely punished to stop this invisible destruction to the seafood industry. The hardest part for the driver is that even if he honks, the cow will still stand in the middle of the tracks. At speeds above 70 mph, the impact can derail a train or even flip a train weighing hundreds of pounds. This is a warning to ranchers to take seriously the need to graze cattle near railroad tracks. Suddenly, a deer appeared right in front of the wheel. The screen shook violently, the image faded, and the video suddenly cut off. No one knew if the racer was safe or not. Warning signs? Deer can't read them. When a deer crosses the tracks, its herd will follow regardless of the danger ahead. In Japan, they use wolf howls to repel deer, an effective solution. The number of train collisions with deer has dropped by about 45%, from 13.7 to 7.5 per 100 yards. A dark streak flashed by, then a strong impact shook the cockpit. Cracks appeared on the windshield, obstructing vision. In this situation, the train driver needed to maintain a steady speed and turn on the warning system, use the camera to assist in observation, and bring the train to a safe stop. Do you think the most dangerous animal in Africa is the lion or the crocodile? Wrong! It's the hippo. A large truck accidentally entered its territory, and within seconds, a 3,000-pound black figure was charging at the shaking door. The driver had no choice but to back off or be attacked. The train whistle blew. I thought the invasive species would quickly lead its calf off the tracks, but instead of running to safety, it ran straight into danger. In India, there are more than 1,000 cattle accidents on railways each year, most of them due to grazing. cattle keepers are advised to avoid peak train hours from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. On a high voltage power line in Thailand, monkeys think it's their playground. An electrical surge occurs and the invasive species falls to the ground. The outage causes widespread power outages that pose a fire hazard. Insulate cables and reduce food sources near electrical systems to discourage climbing. You are driving at night. Suddenly there is a big collision and a Jaguar just jumps into the front of the car. Even though it is injured, it is still a cold-blooded knockdown. Do not get out of the car. Close the doors and call the park ranger for help. Your $100 car? It won't be intact if it hits a deer that darts out of the darkness on the highway. Deer don't know the danger, so whose responsibility is it? It's the driver who has to watch out and slow down in areas with animal warning signs because 1 second of distraction and you won't get a second chance. On American highways, cars can reach speeds of 80 miles an hour. Enough to turn any collision into a tragedy. States have tried installing barriers along highways. If you agree with this method, please comment number 1. A bear doesn't attack people without reason. You're hiking in Montana. A bear appears. Did you do something wrong? Maybe the smell of food from your backpack attracted it. The only thing you can do is stay calm, back away slowly, avoid eye contact, and be prepared to use bear spray if necessary. $250,000 orange Lamborghini Huracan had a door broken. All because of a bag of food left inside? Feeding a bear like this? Absolutely not. Not only will you lose your car, you're turning a wild bear into a real threat. In Alaska, it is legal to hunt bears in wire cages, but it is a crime to leave them unchecked for days. The bears are exhausted, roaring in despair. If caught, irresponsible hunters can face fines of up to $10,000 or confiscation of their hunting licenses. Everything happened so fast that a driver was speeding down a Florida highway. An alligator over 10 feet long. Braked hard, but it was too late. The car collided head on. Also, if it got tense, this could have caused a chain reaction. So slow down and look ahead to react in time. In the middle of the night, a truck driver speeds down a deserted road only to see something dart out of the woods. Unable to react, the driver yanks the wheel, a decision that could have led to disaster. Millions of dollars are lost each year. At that time, the ultrasonic siren system is no match for the vigilance and initiative of the driver. If you live in Canada, you are no stranger to this. More than 5,000 cases of red foxes accidentally falling into traps that were set incorrectly by humans. This requires quick action from the government to tighten trap control laws and train hunters on how to set traps safely. On Texas highways, authorities are testing monkey-safe corridors with special barriers to steer them away from dangerous routes. At the same time, public education programs are helping drivers identify monkey-infested areas and slow down. Comment 1 if you agree with this approach. Comment on this moment, and did you see the buffalo avoid the terrible collision with the oncoming train? Shocking footage shows the moment a car crashes head-on into a donkey on a highway, causing extensive damage to the vehicle. To reduce the risk, major roads should install fences at least 6 to 8 feet high, combined with warning signs to prevent donkeys from wandering into the roadway. Snakes are homeless animals that roam around looking for food and shelter. If you accidentally hit one on the road, immediately close your car doors. Some species can get stuck under cars and become a potential hazard. Do not attempt to remove the snake yourself. Call a wildlife expert to handle it properly. Have you ever seen a feral hog get caught under a train? Wild hogs have no concept of danger, and that's why their numbers have exploded. In Texas, the feral hog population has surpassed 2.6 million, causing billions of dollars in damage to farmers and infrastructure each year. To control the problem, the state has legally authorized extreme measures. In the quiet of the stream, a mother bear moved cautiously with her cubs trailing behind, their small bodies filled with curiosity and nervous energy. This was a pivotal moment in their first lesson in survival. The mother bear scanned the water ahead, ignoring the abundant salmon that did not meet her exacting standards. She grabbed one, bit into it, and quickly tossed it away. It was a male salmon that did not have the nutritious eggs her cubs needed. Her focus sharpened. What she was hunting was more than a winter meal and her cubs' first lesson in survival. Is a risk to protect her cubs. When the first settlers arrived in Texas, the land was as wild as the bears that roam the woods. These powerful creatures were a mystery and silent shadows in the dense forest. Their presence was felt but not fully understood. eager for control. The early settlers faced a formidable challenge when they began hunting them. They were fierce and independent and not easily subdued. The bear hunt had begun. But what other dangers lurk this giant predator besides other animals or the forces of nature? The real threat now lies with the settlers, who have gathered together, and they are driven by instinct and hunger to challenge one of the fiercest beasts of the forest, the bear. Their prey is no ordinary target, a 9-foot tall giant animal that has just come out of hibernation for 6 months, hunger fueling its natural ferocity. This encounter is unlike any other, testing the hunter's patience as he waits for the bear to appear for hours. In the tense spring wilderness where survival is at stake, the hunt unfolds in a way neither hunter nor prey can predict. Tracks were one of the most important information for settlers in finding bear hideouts in Texas. A deep footprint in the ground evokes a sense of excitement when chasing. These marks guide hunters closer to rivers where bears are just emerging from hibernation. Hunger causes them to lose up to 30% of their bear body weight during hibernation. Springtime adds to the tension because every movement of a bear is driven by hunger, and they can cover miles a day. Texans approach bear hunting cautiously, knowing that their actions can impact generations. Research suggests that hunting a pregnant bear could result in a 20% decline in the Texas bear population over the next decade. It is not easy for hunters to determine whether a bear is pregnant by sight alone, as it is hidden under their thick fur and layers of fat. However, experienced hunters or researchers can recognize behavioral cues. Pregnant bears move less in late fall and tend to linger in areas rich in food. Not every hunt goes according to plan, especially in the vast wilderness. In late winter and early spring, hunters often face persistent rain, occasional hail, and muddy terrain that slows the going. Dense forests and rugged hills become treacherous, and swollen rivers cut off access to prime bear territory. For many hunters, however, these challenges only strengthen their resolve. Coming face to face with a bear at close range, especially within 50 to 100 yards, is a breathtaking experience. They are capable of charging at speeds of 35 miles per hour and closing the gap very quickly if they spot a target. Their massive paws can deliver a powerful blow that can injure a hunter if spotted. This is a brutal reminder of their dominance in the wild.
Nope. It's down.
What makes these encounters even more unpredictable is their intelligence. Therefore, it is advisable to go with at least 3 to 5 hunters to be able to assist in emergencies.
Good. There you go.
But this hunter says the shift from guns to bows marks a profound shift in how hunters approach the challenge.
Loading.
Armed only with a bow and arrow, hunting becomes a primal, highly personal experience that requires precision and intimacy with the apex predator.
Perfect shot.
Unlike guns, which allow for longer shots, bow hunting requires closing the distance to less than 30 yards, where every move carries the risk of being spotted, or worse, a dangerous confrontation.
Perfect shot.
You did it, babe.
There's a greater sense of respect for the animal as the hunter must read the terrain and follow with intense focus. One downside to using a bow and arrow is that the lightweight, silent device introduces a deeper level of strategy and skill that forces hunters to adapt and prove themselves in ways they have never had before. They spend hours scouting, tracking, and studying bear behavior to ensure a successful hunt. Stalking requires stealth and precision to approach, especially when using a bow and arrow.
Yep.
He's dead.
Preparation for the Texas bear hunt was strategic. The group began by taking the time to ensure that logistics were in place, such as securing the necessary equipment and organizing transportation. They planned to use pack rafts to reach more remote hunting areas as the terrain was inaccessible by conventional boat. The group also carefully monitored the weather, waiting for a clear window to fly to their camp. Once there, they set up camp in a forested area that provided shelter from the elements. This careful preparation and adaptation contributed to the success of the hunt. Preparing for a bear hunt in Texas requires a good understanding of firearm skills and the right equipment. You will need a rifle capable of shooting at least a minute of angle, which means it should hit within an inch of a target at 100 yards. Depending on the distance, you will want to practice with your rifle at a variety of ranges from 200 to 500 yards, as bear hunting typically involves shooting at medium to long distances. Additionally, using a laser rangefinder can help you determine the distance to your target in the Texas bush, ensuring you have the data you need to adjust your aim. The hunters selected this time are all strong men. The stakes are high and the tension is obvious. Every move must be calculated, so the hunters focus on learning the skills of precise bow hunting. Because the bow competition is so fierce, only 500 hunters are selected each year for the bow activity. After a successful bear hunt in Texas, hunters don't just leave the woods empty-handed.
About here at the base of his jaw, we kind of almost went up to his chin, which that's not a rug or life size or whatever, but if you're going to rug it, and or if you're going to life size, you'll be able to fix that. But and then the important part, a couple things that are important.
They use the meat for food, turning it into steaks that are prized for their delicious flavor.
It's also safer, isn't it, just in case?
Yeah, for rookies. You just cut the paws off the ankle. You can cut right through the pad and take the foot out. Get ready to do the second one here, but bear fat doesn't keep very well, so we try to remove all the fat that we can.
The hides are also highly sought after and are often tanned for use in durable leather goods.
But as far as freezing it, we just take it all off as much as we can.
Are there forever, so those lay in your body forever. Right. But as long as they don't come in contact with stomach bile.
Although bear hunting is strictly managed, with only a certain number of bears allowed to be taken each season, it is about respecting the land that the community provides and making the most of every part of the animal. Hunters know the importance of conservation, and the limits are in place to ensure that future generations can experience the thrill of hunting while still preserving the ecosystem.
I got him this way.
As hunters, we are supposed to respect the land and the animals, but do we ever truly understand the depth of our connection to them? What do you think about this issue? Comment below to find out more about this question. If you find this video brings you what you need, comment number 1. Thank you for accompanying Mousefarm all this time.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.